Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Signature West Podcast. I'm your host, Sam West from Palm Springs, California. As you know, I'm a seasoned real estate agent since 1991, and I do the podcast to bring you inspiring stories. If you want to know more, go to www.samwest.co. My guest today is Chris Smith from Los Angeles. Hello, Chris.
How are you, Sam?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, you are from Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah. Born in Arizona. Born and raised. Moved to California about 10 years ago.
And what made you move to California?
Well, I mean, do you want the long story or the short story?
Give me half story.
Okay. So yeah, born and raised Mesa, Arizona. I was one of those Mormons. Seven brothers and sisters. Three of us are gay. We basically I did the whole Mormon mission thing, excommunicated from the church, jumped into the gay world, and my husband and I, who I met in Arizona, decided to move to California because I was offered a job. Basically, a company bought our dental company, and I was offered a job to come out and do the same thing out here for the company that bought us. So it gave us an opportunity to move to California, and we jumped at it.
So, what was it like that different lifestyle from moving from that environment to it was LA, correct?
Yeah, we moved right into downtown LA. We got a high rise, and the Broad Museum. Most people know that it wasn't there when we moved here, so they were just starting to build it. So we lived next door to that in a high rise, and we thought, let's do it up. Let's do it in LA downtown. So we moved in, and it was fun. It was a good time for a year and a half, and we decided we needed a little more space. So now we're over here near the beach now by LAX.
Was it? I mean, the difference between Arizona and LA is one thing, and then the difference between the culture you came from and you left all that.
Yeah, so I can speak to the culture a little bit. So growing up, being raised Mormon with, pretty big Mormon family, and then coming out, I'm the oldest that came out. The younger siblings are the ones that came out after me. Was tough. It was, I mean, I don't have any friends from high school anymore. All my friends are you people. So, all my gay friends. So it's great. But moving from Arizona, it wasn't a huge difference like you might think because I actually ran a gay magazine in Arizona for about 12 years. So I was
During
really
while
I
you
was
were
it was in Arizona, Texas, North Carolina, but we started in Arizona, did it for many years in Arizona, and I was on the Arizona Gay Chamber of Commerce. So I was really in the community, so I
okay,
did a lot of stuff. So I wasn't really on the conservative side of my family side for,
you were not in the
20
closet. You were
years.
not in the closet of that environment. Okay,
No,
okay,
I was I wouldn't say a one man gay pride parade, but almost.
okay, okay. So I met you last summer when you organized a trip to San Diego, and it was shortly before that is when I got a hold of California Gay Adventure, and I did not even know much about, to be honest. So why don't you tell us what is California Gay Adventure?
Yeah. Let me tell you kind of how it how we started it. So when we came to Arizona, I was really into like outdoors in Arizona. My dad actually had an outdoor TV show growing up called Arizona Outdoors. And I was a Boy Scout. I loved going out in my Jeeps and going camping and all that kind of stuff. And so when I came to California, I sold all the toys. We sold everything. We came in thinking we're going to go to West Hollywood, make lots of friends, hang out in the Hollywood Hills. That was kind of our plan. I got bored of that so fast. I know what my roots are. My roots are the outdoors and going hiking and getting in my Jeep and going up like Rocky Mountains. So I just pretty quickly I got rid of my car, bought a big badass Jeep, and started Pacific Four Wheelers, which is a gay. Basically, we had Cactus Four Wheelers in Arizona, so we created Pacific Four Wheelers here, and we started going jeeping. We went up to Big Bear a bunch, got a cabin, did that for
We
about a year and a half.
we meaning just the two of you.
In Here in California, no, we would have groups of 15, 16 vehicles,
Okay.
all gays, started a Facebook group. It's still there. It's Pacific Four Wheelers. But what happened is that there were a lot of friends that we were making that didn't have Jeeps, didn't have that extra vehicle because it's expensive,
I know.
especially in LA.
I know.
So yeah, so we started doing hikes. We started going camping. We had a first camping trip in Yosemite where a bunch of us sat around the fire and said, we should create a Facebook group. So we did, and we called it California Gay Adventures. And we had like, probably 20 people in it. And then 200 and then 800 and then 3,000 and then 10,000. So over COVID, it really exploded. And what we do is we do camping trips, we do hikes, we do like you said, more recently we got into doing like weekend adventures where we you were with us at a hotel in San Diego and we called it our San Diego Adventure Weekend. We went out on a dinner cruise and we went out and about on the town and we did one group went and did bike rides around, and then the other group went to Balboa Park and did a kind of like an urban hike, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. We do a lot of that kind of stuff. We've taken groups to Oregon. I've taken groups now to internationally now to Costa Rica, to Southeast Asia. We went to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand, and then we also did a big Alaska cruise with our group in 2023. So it's been fun.
So you're the main. You're the main. You're the responsible person. You're the one that
I
runs.
founded the organization as just a Facebook group. There was no real there was no vision as far as what we really wanted to do in the future. But as it started building, we had growing pains, and it was just me doing everything. So, trying to get people to kind of volunteer and stuff, they're all thinking, "Oh, you're making lots of money on my $40 camping trip." So, which I wasn't. I actually spent money. So what we decided to do is we turned it into a not-for-profit organization. So now we're a 501(c)(7 not-for-profit organization. We actually have our board meeting, our retreat here at my house on Sunday, where our 7 board members for this year are getting together and we're discussing the needs of the group.
Are your board members all from LA?
Nope. We have a board member in San Diego. We're trying to spread out a little bit. We don't have a board member in Palm Springs, but we have a board member in
Hello.
San Diego, Orange County. Manny Dominguez is our legal counsel as well, and he's in Orange County and throughout LA.
I did not know that. I thought it was just
Yeah,
you, like a one-man show kind of thing. Interesting.
you see my face on a lot of stuff. I post a
Okay,
lot.
I didn't
I
know
post a
that.
lot of the events.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that. I knew you founded it. I just didn't realize there were board members. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I'm the executive director, and then we have an adventure director who's Bob. We have a treasurer. Sid is our finance
It's a
director.
real deal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a real
we've got
thing.
I now have to answer to people, and it's a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah. Well, I hope you can bring Palm Springs into that. There was an article. There was not an article. There was a study done, and it was the 5 cities that are population is LGBTQ, and Palm Springs was number 1. I think West Hollywood was like number
Oh yeah,
8.
yeah, yeah. Palm Springs and Fort Lauderdale, and there's a few
No,
like cities.
I want to say it was first of all. No, it was Cathedral City,
Okay.
Rancho Mirage.
Oh wow.
The Coachella Valley was 3 of the 5.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So they're
West Hollywood,
individual
yeah,
cities
yeah,
or municipalities. Wow,
yeah.
that's awesome.
We have more than one. And West Hollywood was like number 3 or number 2. It wasn't number 1. Palm Springs was number 1.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
Oh,
all good.
we love Palm Springs. I mean, we of course everybody says the same thing. We always come for Pride, and Pride has become this 100,000 person thing in Palm Springs. It's become I mean, I went 20 years ago as well, and it was really fun back then, but it was kind of a small little thing. And now it's like crazy. I mean, everybody goes. I do want to give a shout out though that we are not the first that have done this. The Great Outdoors is huge in Palm Springs. They're always in the parade. They have a great showing, and I'm really good friends with like John Buda. He's the president of the LA chapter. He actually just went on our CGA trip up to Tahoe. We went up snow skiing. So it's not a matter of I just want to make sure that people that hear it says, "Oh, I know of the Great Outdoors as well." We're not in competition at all. We're all here to support the community, to all be part of that community, and you can be a part of all the organizations out there. You don't have to pick sides. Be go camping with CGA, and then the next weekend you could go camping with the Great Outdoors and go off-roading up into Joshua Tree. That's what we want to see people do.
One thing that people don't realize, and you don't realize it till you live here, there is so much going on here, and there's so much chapter, and so much groups, and there's so much. It's unbelievable. It's not like
Absolutely.
I grew up in LA, So in LA, we have a, two or three or, just within. Here, I can't even begin to start and even to be, I don't have the time to get involved in all of them. But yeah, we have plenty to do here, plenty.
There's a lot to do, and just go. And the advice that I would give to people is just check them out. Subscribe to different things. Check out the events that you're really into because people are into different things. And, there's things that we might do that some of the other organizations might not do. Like, you could join us we just got back from Peru. We went to Machu Picchu. You might find that, hey, I want to go with CJ to Machu Picchu. Or this next year, this year, we're going to Iceland. In 2026, we're going to Japan and Egypt. So you're home.
Yeah. So this is not your full-time everyday deal. So how do you get to find the time to do all that?
So I guess well, some people know this, but I have 2 more months of my 15-year career in marketing for a dental company. I actually helped run 160 dental offices for the last 15 years. As of mid-April, I am done, and I'm 100% focusing on my travel organization, which is Pride Adventure Travel. So there is kind of a correlation there between CGA and Pride Adventure Travel, but it's a very known thing. I take people on group trips, big international group trips, and California Gay Adventures is the local stuff. So California Gay Adventures is the hikes, the camping trips, the bowling events, all those things that are local in California. And then what I do is, because you would need a travel agent to do it anyways, I'm the travel agent that will take the big groups or the small groups out to these different places throughout the year. Some of those events are specifically for California Gay Adventures members, CGA members, because that's how we started. That's how we wanted to do that. I have other ones that are happening as well. Plus, I'm working with other organizations, LGBT organizations, and helping them set up their group trips that they want to go. So I can help that as well. So as of mid-April, we're going to Costa Rica, and that's when I'm done. And then from then on, I'm CGA Chris and Pride Chris, I guess you'd call me.
So Pride Adventure Travel is based out of LA, I'm assuming.
Yep, yep. It's based in my home right here.
And that's what you're going to be doing that for long. That's going to be
Yeah,
your.
that's full time. My husband actually is a travel agent as well. So he owns a company called Entertainment Travel Concierge. He does mostly TV shows and movies. So right now he's working on some reality TV shows that everybody watches, but he does real big travel bookings to get people out to those productions. So he has 20 years of experience there. So I glean a lot of that off of him when I have questions.
Okay. Okay. So if zoom out, you and your board members, where do you guys see? I hate 5-year plan question because I can't get asked.
No, I get it. We actually talking about that on Sunday.
Well, but I don't like even. I wouldn't even ask it for myself. So let's see. Let's say in the next 12 months.
Yeah, I can tell you kind of how our vision is evolving. How about that? Because I think that there's a lot of stuff going on right now that in the world where we need more visibility for for all the members of our community, the LGBTQ community. Right now you will notice that when you look at photos and you look at our pool party photos, it is, a majority gay white men. We definitely have other minorities within our organization, and we want everybody to be a part of it. But it is hard for lesbians and queer people and transgender people to feel comfortable going into an environment where it's predominantly gay men. They don't know if they're going to be welcome. And we want to try to change that stereotype and see how we can, you know, be a resource even, or be a place where everybody in the LGBTQ community can come together. It may not be in the same event every single time, but we can be a resource to make that happen, because we do have a pretty nice large group of people that are willing to help.
You know, I think I am quite a bit older than you are. I think I know that. Yeah, I think you're 40. You're
I
40.
turned 49 on February 1st, just a few days
Oh, you're
ago.
50. Okay, so I'm not that much older, but I am. And I've been out since I was 18. Um, and I don't ever recall, and I've been around the block a few times. I don't ever recall, and I've never seen it, where that mix can mingle in the same place.
Yeah, and this is getting into some of
It's
those
not.
conversations where you're
Yeah.
like, is it is it appropriate to talk about that we don't all get in the same room together? We do separate, even gay men. We go to the bear bars, we go to the twink bars, we go to the circuit parties, we go to the, all these different places. And it's understandable. And everybody's a little bit different, but we do come together as a cause. But we also want to allow for opportunity for people to not feel like they're excluded. So, my sister actually, I've just recently helped her. She launched a Facebook group called Arizona Lesbian Adventures just recently. So I'm working with her and trying to help her. I have some trans friends that want to get out in nature, and we're trying to figure out how we can help make that happen as well. So just little steps. And if
And
we
I
can do
don't,
that
and
within
I
our
really,
community, that's great.
and I really don't think there's anything wrong with that. The Eagle crowd wants to be at the Eagle crowd, and the Hunter crowd wants to be at the Hunter crowd. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing.
Nope, I don't either.
I haven't met the Hunters since in the '90s.
Sense pride.
No, I have no since the '90s, and it's just not my thing, and it's okay, and I don't feel bad about it, and I don't want to explain it. It's just not my thing. There's other places I don't think that feels like a separation, but I think it's okay to go where you sort of
You need to, okay. So the way that we say it, especially with Pride Adventure Travel and even CGA, is that you're with like-minded friends. You are with like-minded friends, and that's important. We want to give that opportunity to everybody that is able to. And if that's a smaller group, that's fine too.
right,
If we promote, let's say a getaway that's a wellness retreat, and it's promoted to anybody that identifies as queer, lesbian, transgender, or gay that would like to be together in an environment together that's very clear on what the expectations are,
okay,
and those people will come together and
right,
they can be like-minded because there are people that want that. Now if you more general and you say California Gay Adventures, you put a picture, that's what they're going to expect from those pictures or videos.
right.
So that's kind of where we're going with it. We're not saying okay, everybody has to be together every moment, because I don't think we could put that on anybody.
Right. Um, how, how do I phrase this? When you get people coming to your events, where are they coming from usually? Like, I guess like San Diego was mostly from LA, which is expected.
Yeah, we just recently had we looked through, and we're going close to 1,000 members that are actually paid members of our organization. And of those members, a majority of them are in LA that are actually coming to and joining for events. But I get it's very interesting because I think, people think a lot that people are in West Hollywood. No. When we start looking at the addresses that are West Hollywood versus these other areas, it's spread out. And it's amazing how many people we have in Long Beach and how many people we have in Orange County. And so they're joining our organization saying, I want to do these, but to go bowling on a Wednesday night in Hollywood is very difficult because it takes 2 hours to get there.
I'm
So,
not gonna come to LA
well,
to bowl with you guys after driving
yeah, 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 exactly. So we actually have a meeting at one of our members' houses that's coming up soon, and we're meeting with our Orange County members to put together kind of a Long Beach, Orange County, piece. And I have to give it again. I mentioned them, but they really kind of helped pave the way many, many years ago when they launched in the 70s. But the Great Outdoors has different chapters throughout, and I have to imagine it's because they had the same growing pains.
where my train of thought just went blank for a second. You mentioned paid members.
So yeah, so we have our Facebook group has 11,000 plus members on it, and when we'd call them, I still call them members because they're on the CGA Facebook page. Yeah,
Okay.
sure, you're a member, join us.
Right.
But to get all the information to join California Gay Adventures, because we are a not-for-profit organization, we do have bills to pay as well. Some of our events are free, so but we do have an expense that's associated with those, and then other events are paid. So members do pay an annual due to be a member of the group. It starts at $25 a year and kind of goes up from there depending on what level of support you want to give. But you can become a hiking social member of California Gay Adventures for about $25 a year. Or I think if somebody really wants to pay monthly, they could pay like $4 a month.
So like, what do you get? Because I'm not paid, and I get all your info. So what does the paid person get that I don't get?
Well, if you get all our info, you're talking about the newsletter.
No, just I
If you get all the info, then you did pay when you went to the
no, I
San
don't get the
Diego event.
newsletter. I get your emails and I get your social stuff. So
I'll look up and see if you are. Yeah, social stuff is all free. Everything that we do on social media basically
Right.
just gives a little a piece of what we're doing, and then it says for all the details, go to the member website at joincga.com,
Okay.
basically. And if you're getting the newsletter, it's just the same thing. It's giving basic information that does go out to a much larger group. I think we have 4 or 5 thousand people that goes out to, and if they want more information or they want to join for specific events, it leads them into the member website where they pay their membership for the year.
So again, the memberships are, there was a
We
25.
have a hiking social membership. It's $25 a year that gets you into all the hikes and socials. If you want to go on the weekend adventures and the camping trips and things like that, we have an adventure membership. I think that's right at $60 a year. And then and then we have a supporter level, which is called our founding members. And that supporting level is 129 a year. There's a smaller number of people. I think we have about 80 people there. Those are our members that just want to basically contribute a little bit more to the organization.
Good. Wow, I learned a lot. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
this is a good conversation. I mean, we hung out by the pool and we had a lot of fun in San Diego, but we didn't talk about this stuff.
no, it never is, and I don't expect it to, and it's just it's so much, and I really,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to do that, and I kind of like I want to get out of the heat, and it was nice to just to lay and do nothing. So
Yeah.
it's that's why I want to do this. So for the ones that want to find you, they go where?
They go to joincga.com. They can also do californiagayadventures.com, but join CGA is just easier.
And as of April of this year, you are Pride
Yeah.
Adventure Travel. That's a whole separate. You can still go to that and
Yeah, exactly. We also have, you could go to prideadventuretravel.com and look at our international trips. There's no membership or anything for our international trips. That's a separate, that's our travel company.
what's your next trip?
We're going to Costa Rica in April, in May.
I tried. I just can't do that. I tried. I want to.
Yeah. We have my brother's leading. We're basically with 25 guys going. We've got half the group is going to Corcovado National Park, half the group is going to Manuel Antonio, and then we all meet back together in La Fortuna. In April or May, we're going to. We have 35 CGA members going to Puerto Vallarta Pride. So we've got a block of rooms right on the beach at Los Arcos, and then in June. I'll just run through them for you just real quick. In June, we have a group going to South Africa. We actually have two separate expeditions happening with about I think it's about 28 people going, 14. July, we're going to Canada and doing a backpacking kind of like camping experience in Banff National Park. August, we have a group going to Iceland. That one is like sold out like that,
Really,
and we've got 20 people on the wait list. It's crazy.
really.
We could have probably done two groups. We might have to
Why
just
do you
do it
think that
again.
is? Why do you think that is?
It's just one of
Iceland.
those bucket list places that people really want to go to. It's Iceland, and it's something that I think people see a lot of online and Instagram and stuff like that and think,
Right.
"Oh, I'd love to go there
Right.
someday." But
Right.
it's not really one of those places you just go and like book a ticket to and just
Right.
go by yourself. So when you have
Neither,
the opportunity to go with friends, that's awesome.
neither is Egypt, by the way. When is Egypt?
So Egypt, we're going to do that in November 2026. So I'm going to start announcing those. So it's a little ways away. I can't give you all everywhere we're going.
No, 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 no.
I can't even,
You started
but
it.
I'm just saying I don't know off the top of my head. But one thing we're doing, which is amazing, and you can correct me on what this boat is called. We have a private Egyptian like sailboat. It starts with a D, dubway or something like that,
Oh,
sailboat, and
it's like a Nile cruise thing.
it's a Nile cruise, but it's our own boat. And we have a whole team and staff that's going to be there for us. And they stop at all of these kind of what they say, of course, is we're going with a company called G Adventures that we work with. And what they're doing is this is supposed to be one of those kind of like out of the way. We stop at some places that a lot of tourists don't go to. So, one of my friends that works for G Adventures, he and his husband just recently did one and he shared all the videos, and it's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm
I would,
going there in December.
I told my friend Aladdin, who's also Egyptian, I said, you need to come with us. You need to come with us. So we'll see. He goes back about every 2 or 3 years, but
Yeah, I'll be very curious too. Are you going? Are you planning on this? You said November.
yeah, it's going to be in November
November is a
2026.
great weather. November and
Yeah.
December.
Yeah. Early November.
Yeah, it's perfect, especially
Yeah.
when you go down the Nile in the south. It's just like the perfect temperature. Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Chris, thank you so much for doing this. I really
Thanks,
appreciate
Sam.
it and telling the world about your organization and the travel world. Everybody, if you enjoyed what you've heard, please reach out to Chris and please subscribe. It helps me bring people like Chris here to tell you all about what he does and what I do. And I will see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam.
Bye bye.